Video unavailable. Alright, I gotcha. Let's see if we can get this thing sorted out. I have no idea how long that even streamed for, because that's... It says I'm live. Oops. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. I have no idea how much the first stream went for. I looked over and there's a spinny wheel of doom. I tried to reconnect to the stream, which I did last week. The last time it failed, and it said, can't do it. Didn't like something. Did I even get, like, controversial? I don't even think all I was talking about is how many pancakes can I eat. That get you kicked off YouTube? Sorry. I was talking about reheating pancakes. That must be... Whoever's editing my... Or what are they? The people that watch you and oversee the stream? Don't you cook your own pancakes. You need to buy store-bought pancakes. Drop the screen. Whatever. I don't even know that's a thing. Alright. So here we go again. Oh wait, I might need that recipe in the back for how much more. I think it's 1 1/3 cups, right? Yeah, 1 1/3 cups. Okay, 1 1/3 cups coming up. Oh, let's do the spinny wheel. Did I drop again? Oh my god, how hard is this to do? Whatever. It acts like I'm doing 1,000 things on the internet right now. As far as I'm aware, nothing's happening on the internet. There shouldn't be a whole lot of construction going on outside my house because it's the weekend. Whatever. I don't even know what to say, except for I should probably have that starting to warm up a little bit. Put on a 2 for now. The old dose. The old number 2. Whatever. I don't know. I was trying to think of something to talk about. And unfortunately, the things that people are talking about right now are like not even fun to talk about. So I was like, I really don't want to talk about those things. Try to think of something positive to talk about, and it's like, I don't even know. I don't even know what's positive anymore. Making pancakes is positive. I'm excited about that. It's pretty well mixed right there, I'd say. How'd I do? How'd I do on my mixy mix? The old mixy mixer. Put that in the sink. Well, I guess I should rinse that too. Sorry for my lack of on-screen persona, but pancake batter has a tendency to turn to a stone if you, yeah. You've been there, you've done that. So, you live? I'm trying, dude. Jeez. First attempt didn't go well at all. Like, just went full... Is that a way to go? Just a full poop? It went full turds? Whatever. So... kept my bacon grease from you are, this is I am and it is kept my bacon fat from previous bacon cooking. How's it smell? Yeah, I don't know, that kind of freaks me out a little bit, but since I survived eating the bacon, I should be able to eat it on my pancakes. The power of smeller vision. Alright, so that's that. If you didn't see the new coffee mug, yeah, I got myself a Zappa coffee mug. Try not to be too jelly of that, because that is the sickest coffee mug you've ever seen in your life. Zappa. Yeah, I had to, like, I don't know. Like, I started the stream, and then also I looked over and had the spinny wheel of doom going. And, like, last time it dropped out, when I went to restart, it gave me the option, would you like to continue your previous stream? And it's like, well, yeah, that'd be way better than having to redo everything. Yeah, now I'm talking about something. Berta, you're done going out. You've been out like twice. And then I tried to do it. It's like, won't let you. So I had to start a whole brand new one. So I guess. So I forgot to turn that on. So that's awesome. Let's make some juice, I guess. I was trying to think of like I was saying, I was trying to think of something positive to talk about. It's just like, man, nothing but bad news. I think it's gonna get warmer maybe here pretty quick. I mean, good news. I did manage to trim. So that thumbnail there had a hole. It was all broken loose. Well, I did trim it back, but it looks kind of freaky. Like imagine a thumbnail that's been ripped off the bed for a quarter. Yeah, so I just covered that up and then just sliced the shit out of the tip, like right where you do everything. You know that part of your finger where everything happens? Yeah, cut that. So I got like the handy grip going, just yeah, whatever. It doesn't even matter. We could be positive and talk about my dump trailer. Let's see. Good news on the dump trailer. I got a new battery for it. That's pretty rad. Although it barely fit in the yeah, I bought a little bit too big of a battery. Went with the philosophy, put the biggest goddamn battery I could fit in there, and then got it home. It's like that battery is too big to fit in there. So I had to do a little wink, made that work. So it's in. Hopefully it doesn't move too much. If it moves too much, the lid may never open again, which is. You need to use it for an hour. Oh, that's gonna be a challenge. That trailer of mine has a very specific ball that only hooks to my truck. That's the problem with that. It's a what do you call it? A proprietary ball size that only I own the correct ball size on that one, which is a challenge. That is a challenge. Ah. All right, let's see here. Oh, I forgot to show you what I'm making. God damn it. Here it is. It's the, well, the only problem with my truck is my insurance only allows me to drive it. That's the problem with that. Pineapple orange. Ooh, yeah. Doesn't that sound delicious? It's orange and pineapple, also known as PAOJ. Got a little POAOJ. Am I getting... Oh, let me put my elbow in the way so you can't see what I'm doing. The big drop. The big drop. There it was. That was the big drop. Oh, come on. I'm trying to figure out what it would possibly be that you're hauling that you need a dump trailer for. Are you hauling to or away? If you're hauling to, that shouldn't be a problem. If you're hauling away, that shouldn't be a problem either. Alright, we're going to put 3 cups of that in. We'll do 2. See if I can make sure to film this so you don't see what I'm doing. One. 2 tons of dirt to my house. Well, doesn't the guy that sold you the dirt have a delivery service? How's that work? That's how I get the dirt to my house. The dirt vendor delivers it. Dirt vendor, 2 tons of dirt. Where the hell are you putting 2 tons of dirt? Oh, please tell me you're gonna put a mound in your front yard for arsoning. Please, 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 please. Have to have it delivered. That's like the price of gas. That's not too bad, actually. Well, 196 is pretty cheap. You know what a dump trailer costs? Like 10 grand now, man. That's a bargain. Jeez. 196. That's kind of a weird number. 196. I'm trying to figure out where do you have room for 2 tons of dirt in your place? That's kind of blowing my mind. You got some like erosion in the back or something? 2 tons of dirt. Oh, don't know if I can't even remember how much the thing holds. That might be like 2 trips. I don't think it does. Ah! Put too much in. Should we try 1 pulse without the lid on? I'm doing it. No lid. Here we go. 1 pulse. Oh, what happened? Did I lose the stream? My screen went blank. Rabbit was getting good. I got 4 stumps ground out and filled. Jesus Christ. Sounds brutal. Speaking of stumps, the stumps I got in my front yard, I went down to the meeting the other day for the road construction project in front of my house. They're doing it in 3 stages. So in front of my house, they're redoing all the road. They're tearing it out to like everything. They're tearing out sewer, water, anything you can think of that's in the road in front of your house. They're tearing it out and putting brand new in. And they're doing it in multiple stages. So like, some people are going to have to walk like, well, if you live halfway in between a block, you're going to have to walk half a block to get your house. Except for like the section that I live in, it's more than a block between blocks, but I'm on the end. But like, they kind of break up, so like, that's going to be like far away from me, like a few blocks away is going to be torn up for a year. And then next year, the part in front of me is going to be torn up. Except for they're going to do the part to the right of me this year. So I am one of the few people in the whole area where I'm living that gets the joy of having 2 solid years of road construction disaster in my literal front yard. I'm the only one. No one else in the whole area has to deal with 2 years. You either get 1 year in front of your house and then you're done, or you get the next year in front of your house. But because I'm special, I get all 4 or all 2 years. I think until September, of 2023, I will have construction literally in my front yard. Literally in my front yard. Does that shit look crooked or what, dude? It's so nuts. I talked to him about that. I was like, are you guys drunk? Like, why are the poles so crooked? They're like, well, we put them at an angle to offset pulling back. It's like, dude, whatever. I don't even know what's happening. Just, oh, God. Because, like, they're putting a temporary road in my yard. Like, the grass part. And I think that's happening in, like, what's today? Like, I think April 4th, that's literally going to be I'm going to have an 18-foot temporary road in my front yard, I think is what's happening. And that's because the road to the right of me, where the street culvert over the creek is, they're going to try to do that right away in the same time they're doing down closer to closer to the main artery through town. So, like, yeah, I get that. Like, I think they're doing 18-foot wide gravel road through my front yard. And then after that, it's like, then that part, it's just like, why am I so special? Why am I, like, I never knew that I was so special that I got special treatment like that. Where I just get all the shit dumped on me, just never-endingly. And it's just, there's nothing I can't, there's no, wait a second now. It's like, no, that's just how it's going to be, bud. You're just going to, yeah, good luck with that. And I was like, I started thinking about it because they're gonna do temporary mailboxes. So that means like the part that's like, this is literally like 3 blocks away from me is getting done this year. All those houses will have all their mail temporarily relocated to a location, and they'll have to go there to get it, whatever. But no one on my end is getting temporary mailboxes because there's not a single house that's affected. So I'm assuming that my mailbox is obviously getting torn out because they're going to be putting a road through there. But man, that's what I'm almost sure of it. Like, I'm almost sure I will have to be like, yeah, where in the fuck is my mailbox? I'm sure of it. Or they're going to go, oh, your mailbox is 4 fucking blocks down the road that way. Because that's where we put I'm just like, dude, I can't. I mean, I'll have to deal with it. I'll have to make a phone call. I'm sure of it. I just can't, my brain can't fathom any other possible scenario where that would ever play out. But yeah, it's just like, oh my God. And I was like, well, what do I do? Like, What do you do? Oh, we just throw the mailbox away. It's like, dude, my mailbox is like that tall, that deep, and that wide. And on internet, used, they go for about $150 for a used one because it was built back when they built shit correctly. Like, you can go to the Home Depot or wherever, buy a giant mailbox made out of like thin, shitty metal. Nobody wants those. They want the old good ones. I'm like, dude, if they come and take my mailbox, there's gonna be a fist fight. Do not destroy my goddamn mailbox. Well, you better get that torn out of there. I was like, well, what's the date? What date do I tear my mailbox out? You know, when's the magical date and time where only I do that? Here we go. We're going for the pour. Oh, almost succeeded in the no drip. Oh, so close. So close. Let's put the rest of this in. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just... Like, they had 2 meetings. The first meeting was like a year ago. Where it was like, this is what we're proposing. And I went down there, I was like, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. That's wrong. This is this. I explained all this shit. I was like, dude, I will tear your shit out with my skid loader. So they readjusted only one thing. Literally, from the initial conversation of this is the proposed project to the meeting on last Thursday, only one thing changed on the whole design. And that's the shit that I was like, you can't goddamn do that in front of my house. And they changed it. And then this meeting today wasn't we would like your input. This was this is how it's going to be. That's all it was. It's just like, holy Moses. Because like the first meetings where I got told like, oh no, your driveway is going away, sir. You don't get a driveway to the main street you live on. Your driveway is going to exit off onto the gravel road that you live next to. I was like, oh, so I'm going to drive down my driveway, hang a hard 90 degrees, and then hard 90 degrees back, and then I'm going to drive out. I was like, dude, not a chance. This driveway's been here for 89 years or something like that. Or, no. Yeah, 89 or 91 years. I don't know how long this driveway's been here for. I was like, my driveway's going to go straight down like it is, right out into the road. And they're like, oh, well, you can't do that because it's illegal to have a driveway exit onto a public street intersection. I was like, well, I got some bad news for you. That's exactly how my driveway works. And that's exactly how it's going to be. And if you pour a little tiny, barely 2-lane wide road, which is what they proposed to do, I was like, I'm going to come down with my skid loader. I'm going to rent a curb grinder. I'm going to grind that shit out. And the guy's like, oh, you can't do that. I was like, watch me. Just watch me. Well, we'll put it back in. I was like, then I'll tear it right back out. And I was like, I ain't even joking. I will rip that shit straight out of the goddamn ground if you put a goddamn curb down the middle of my driveway. And I was like, what you need to do is just widen it out and we'll all play pretend. Right? We're going to pretend. We'll pretend it's just a regular street. And we'll pretend that I'm doing all this crazy shit. But I will still just drive straight down. But you got to make it wide enough that I can be there and at least 1 or 2 cars. I mean, the max scenario would be 1 car leaving the gravel road, 1 car entering the gravel road, and me driving down my driveway, which would be 3 cars wide, which is more than enough room right now. Whatever. I get my blood pressure up talking about it. But they widened it out, like, oh, how wide? They ended up going like 31 feet wide down there, and then they ended up pulling, and the other thing was a beauty, just a beauty. Every house on the road, every house, I'm not even exaggerating this, even the houses with gravel driveways, every house on the road is getting a brand new approach from the city street to the pins on the property line, like the parking or the setback, whatever you do. Everybody, except for one. Guess which one? My house. I don't get a paved section of an approach from the public road that I live on and pay taxes on and my address on to my property line. I don't get that. And I pointed it out to him. I was like, that's kind of weird. Why does everybody else get brand new concrete, even the ones with gravel roads? Because there's a gravel road lady across the way. They don't have a concrete, but they're getting theirs paved up. And they're like, well, yours is so... And I was like, oh, because mine's not standard? That's why we're going with that? We're not doing it for everybody, but just you? I was like... They literally didn't even draw, like, when they showed the top schematic, they had everyone's house drawn, all this stuff. My house was just kind of a shaded area. I'm not even making that up, dude. It was like, I was like, I bet you wish that I didn't show up here. I mean, I'm sure that I'm like, oh, God, that guy showed up. Like, yeah. So when I went to the next meeting, they're like, well, which house was yours? I looked at it, I was like, you know exactly which house is mine. I'm the problem house. They're like, yeah, we know where your house is. And I was like, yeah, you do, because it's not easy for you. It's complicated. You have to do complicated stuff. So, I mean, just the whole thing is just mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. All right. I feel like I've ranted enough. Let's cook some pancakes. So, anyways, there's going to be a giant pile of concrete down there now. I think this actually, because I mean, it goes back. Originally, what they're going to do, they were going to straighten that road out and just like literally through my yard and across all that. And I was like, well, why are you doing that? Well, we need to have it straight so So the road coming from the university near you could be perpendicular, so that could be a T intersection. And I was like, but you know, this gravel road's a public road too. That needs to be if that one over there has to be a T intersection, this one over here has to be a T intersection. And I was literally talking with one of the engineers who was out doing the survey. I was like, you do understand that? Like that? No, that's not a public road. I was like, yes, that's a public road, retard. Like, oh my God. Like, if I hadn't caught that dude that day, they would have just wholesaled it. And it's like, then they had to change the whole thing. And they were pissed too. So I was like, you can't say the rule is 90 degree from that direction and not 90 degree from this direction. So yeah, I mean, literally, if I hadn't been there that day, it had just been an absolute circus. And I just happened to be home that day, like looking out and saw a dude with like a survey thing going. I went out and talked to him. And the other thing, I was like, dude, if you could pour enough concrete back from the main road, so when the neighbors come around that corner, because when they do, they're, I can't really just, it's the neighbors. It's just how vehicles work. When you come off of paved concrete onto gravel, your tire slips because it just is. And it digs holes. So there's always potholes. And they go around the corner, and the end of the corner is my driveway. So I always have potholes at the end of my driveway from somebody else causing them. I don't cause them. And I just fill them because waiting for the city to show up to do anything, and good luck with that. You might as well hold your breath. So I was like, can you just figure out a way, like, do the math, so when that car's coming around the corner, just pave the concrete back far enough so, like, their tire from concrete to gravel area is past my driveway. So I don't care if there's a pothole in the gravel road next to me. Put 1,000 there. I don't care. I just hate it in the end of my driveway. So actually paving really far back. After the whole, why don't I have an approach? They still couldn't get it all the way up to my property line because that was just going to be too complicated. But I think there's going to be about 50 foot of concrete down there. So like from the street, I think about 50 feet in is going to be concrete. And they're still short, I don't know, 20 or 25, 30 feet from my property line. But that would just been too much. Can't have that. It's just like, I don't get it. I really don't get it, but whatever. Whatever. I'm going to talk about something else because that's not good news. That's me angry. Let's see if they can make this thing work. Oh yeah, that's hard as hell. Let's do a little spiral scoopy goopy goop. I don't know how much to put on here. I don't need a lot, I don't think. I think bacon fat goes a long way. Is that true? I feel like it goes farther than vegetable fat. Does anyone else feel that way sometimes? So yeah, there's going to be a whole new series to my video. It's going to be the Disaster in My Front Yard series, I guess. Here we go. We're using the pancake, or the... Ooh, that just splatted. Okay, I officially did not have the hotness. Oh, yeah, that just happened. That's not hot enough at all. So the first pancake's a disaster. That made me hungry. I already ate. Yeah, that's a disaster. But that's okay. The first one can be a disaster. I'd rather have an undercooked pancake than a burnt pancake. So yeah, that was the other thing. Oh, I'm not going to talk about it. It has to do with shit that I just rage over. So, I'm trying to think what the other good thing. Had more traffic problems this week. Like literally yesterday. I leave my driveway. I took a turn, drove down to the main road. I took a turn. I was actually driving my truck because we were hauling some pallets out to make a walkway. And Bossman was behind me. And started heading out to the old job site. And some dude that was behind us, he was in a hurry. So he came rip around Bossman. And then he couldn't get past me before the 4-lane road turned to a 2-lane. So he came rip around Bossman. I think he actually made an illegal maneuver and passed in a turning lane. What doesn't matter. But it gets behind me. Well, I got a new philosophy in life. I drive the speed limit. I do not speed under any circumstance because it's not worth it to me. I understand everyone's lives are different, but my life, there's very few situations where I get some sort of trouble for being quote unquote late. You're late. Your life will change dramatically because you're late. I don't live that way, so I show up when I get there. And if the person that is expecting me has a problem with that, they can write me a letter, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't affect me. So I try to leave on time. I just obey all traffic laws, and I drive the speed limit at all times. Well, this guy didn't like the fact that I was driving the speed limit, so he's just right on my ass. And In the past, I've been known to like just stand on my brake, but my truck's a little nicer now, so I really don't like to do that so much anymore. So I didn't even brake check me. I was just like, I'm just driving because literally there's 3 cars in front of me, so like I couldn't even speed if I wanted to. There's nothing I can do, buddy. And we're heading along here, and all of a sudden there's a gas station coming up on the left, and like the car let's see, there's 3 cars in front of me. The first car's going to turn, and in that situation, sometimes if people have enough sense in their head, they could pull tight to the center line. And you could just go around on the right, even though it's technically a parking area. There's enough room. But the people turning have to be like, hey, I'm not the only one that lives on the planet Earth. There's others besides me. I'm going to think of others. I'm gonna operate my vehicle in a way that others can continue with their life. But they have to be like that. If they're not, you're just stuck. Park. Well, the first car kind of did that. It's like, oh, we're looking good. I wonder if the second car's going to follow his lead because he put his turn signal on too. Well, maybe they'll both all get over there and we can all go around. The third car does that too. I'm like, my God, all 3 of these cars are going to this gas station? Hopefully they'll all 3 get over and I can go around. And they did. But this guy's just riding my ass like he wants to go, like he's late for his funeral or something. I don't know what he's doing. He was going to the gas station too. It's like, what? Either he was shitting his pants and he needs to use the back. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what those people sell at that gas station that you would have to drive like that to get there that quick. But yeah, that's what he was doing. It's just like, dude, that's crazy. I just don't. And then that was the. I hadn't got to work yet. So then I'm like driving along the highway, doing my thing, driving the speed limit. Actually, I drive slower than the speed limit because gas is expensive. So I drive 60 miles an hour to 65 because I get better gas mileage, especially the truck because I think it's effing expensive to drive. So I'm just driving along in the right lane like I'm supposed to, but at some point I have to cross over to the left side, because you got to turn. It's a divided highway. I have to turn across. I like to get in position with plenty of time, so I don't have to make a last-minute maneuver to cut somebody off. So I position myself over, and then in that particular spot, there's a spot where there's a U-turn for police to pull you over and give you a ticket, and it's the sign that indicates the lower speed. At that point, I will indicate, which is a little sooner than normal, but I like to let people know, hey, this car that just went from the right lane and now is in the left lane, that drove for a little bit with his turn signal off, now has turned their turn signal on again, and it's indicating they are going to be turning left soon up here where there's a left turn. I like to let people know because they can just go from the right lane and just continue along their way. No. Now, I'm not saying it was a woman because it may not have been a woman. I don't know what a woman is anymore. But it looked like a person that used to be called a woman driving a car, probably on her phone. I don't even know. Well, she comes flying down the right-hand lane, decides that I shouldn't be in the left lane, and is going to intimidate me into going back into the right lane. So she takes the open lane, goes in this way, and just comes right up on my ass. I mean, and it's like, dude, my turn signal's on, I am slowing down, and I'm going into a left lane, and the right lane is open, and you were in it. Why are you doing this, lady? Well, because you're supposed to be in the right lane. I'm just like... And I was like, I'm just going to stand on the goddamn brakes. I'm just going to do it. Like, fuck this lady. She can eat my truck. I don't even give a shit. But then, at the last second, I said, no. You got shit to do today. You can't deal with a mortality on a highway at highway speeds. So I just pulled into my lane, and then like, at the last second before she hit me, she's like, argh! Like, I'm just like, what is... I mean, I don't even get it, dude. I don't understand it. And this isn't like... This is not bumper to bumper traffic everywhere. There's nobody for a mile that way. It's just like there's nobody out here, but sometimes it just seems like it's getting a little too difficult. Does that make any sense? I don't know why. It just seems like some of this stuff is just getting a little too hard. Maybe I just make it seem easy. It's just like, dude. Like, what? This is going to turn into a traffic rant. My personal favorite is I have a situation where I often come home, depending on which direction I left my house, where I come up to a stoplight, which is normally red, unfortunately, but I'm going right, so it's a right on red. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. No problem at all. I had a situation where I was coming home the other night, driving the speed limit. The car behind me did not appreciate the fact that I was driving the speed limit. So they're doing the tailgate, whatever thing, blah, 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 blah. And I apologize to the car that doesn't like the fact I'm going speed limit. But it was a one-lane situation that remains one lane for a really long time. And as soon as it became 2-lane, the guy just around me. But just for a second, because then he realized he was speeding now, so he's just slowed down. So he's just kind of in front of me now. It was just, he wanted to go the speed limit, but not behind me. So that's fine. And we're driving down this section of divided road through a bluff area. And it's like, that's perfect. It comes around, it curves, and you can start to see the intersection. Well, I've made this turn enough times that I signal early to let the people behind me know that I will be turning this intersection that is a pure 90, that's very tight, and you've got to slow down for it because of the way the lanes are tight. And also to let know anyone in front of me that I'm going to be trying to make a right turn, and it would be great if you didn't decide for no reason other than you're a douchebag to go in the right lane. So what does this guy do that just passed me while I'm going the speed limit to go the speed limit a little bit in front of me? He just swerves in front of me, drives up, and then catches a red light, and just parks. He doesn't turn right on red. There's no cars around. It's like, dude, I literally almost got out of my car to fucking knock on his window. I was like, dude, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? You were in the left lane. You saw my signal. I want to go right, and you just cut me off just to park, so I couldn't, I wasn't good. I'm just like, and I didn't, I just sat there at the light, just waiting for it to turn, because he just barely caught it, so it was a full cycle, where I could have just gone right on red and got home, and take my shoes off and relax, 5 minutes early. No. Because that guy's life probably sucks so goddamn bad that he feels he's got to spread the misery to others. That's the only thing I can come up with. Welcome to the Elveshelves traffic rant. I swear to God. Talk about something else. Alright, let's cook a pancake. It's just so weird how people I don't know, how people react or how they do stuff. It's like, dude, everybody's trying to get through this thing. It's like, why do you? I mean, that guy had to do that on purpose, or maybe he's just an idiot. I have no idea. I really don't know. That might be a little warm. I mean, I really don't know how to determine what made that guy make that decision. So of course, what did I do? I pulled up so close to the guy's bumper. I was like, if I go maybe another half inch, I'm going to hit him. That's what I did. And I was this close to just laying on the horn. I thought about that. I was like, I'm just going to sit here with the horn on until the light turns, and then I'm going to turn right. And I didn't do that. I just pulled it real close. I know that makes people feel uncomfortable. All right, that's not enough bacon grease to fry these properly. I just realized that. Fiddlesticks! And I'm sure there was 5 or 6 more just absolutely batshit crazy traffic incidents that I can't remember right now, but I don't know. It's just is it getting... Oh, careful, doggy. Careful, don't slip on the floor. It's like, is traffic really getting that bad? I don't even know, man. I feel bad for people who live in cities where they sit in traffic all day long. I would just not. I would live under a bridge before I ever did that. I swear to God, I would. I would never deal with that. I don't care. I don't even like traveling to places that you have to wait in traffic. All right, that's proper. That's looking proper. Oh. All right, so what else? I got to go shopping on Friday. That was kind of cool because the wind was blowing about 1,000 miles an hour. How amazing was that? I do a little shopping in the morning. I had to do some shit in the afternoon. I had the pallets. I had to fix some pallets to make a walkway. Because we had a bunch of rain last week. And the ground isn't really frozen anymore. Went out to the job site and was like, oh yeah, that's mud everywhere. And walking was like, yeah, that's a disaster. We kind of trudged through the mud a little bit and just vacuumed out the basement. It was all full of water because it just rained down through. And that beautiful concrete job down below has all these low spots that hold water, so we had to clean all that up. And then boss man's like, do you want to try to get the power cords out and all that? And more power cords out and haul the tools across the mud. I was like, I'll be honest with you, no, I don't. And he's like, me neither. So we went home. It was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's try this pancake. Oh, that's right. I was gonna try to. I'm gonna do an experiment this week. I want to make some spare pancakes and then see if I can cook them in the toaster oven. So that'll be fun. Pretty excited about that. Have you seen this guy yet? That's the new butter extruder. See how the butter comes out in a ribbon? Anywho. So yeah. If you came for the pancakes and you got the rant, I'm apologizing or you're sitting there pounding your fist with me saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think what else is new. I didn't really get much good stuff at the store, the discount bin. I'm trying to think what I got that was awesome. Not much. Dog is sniffing my... You sniffing my Band-Aids? Do I have bacon-flavored Band-Aids, dog? What's going on? I mean, I got that Zappa coffee mug. That thing was worth it for sure. Excuse me. All right, let's give the doggy some pancake. Let's give the doggy some pancakes. Yeah, yo. There you go, doggy. Yeah, let's make one for freezing. Let's make a freezing pancake. Let's get a little bit of this butter. It's a beast butter. Is that what you're calling that? Is it beast butter? Butter from a beast? Okay, so these are going to be pancakes I'm going to try to cook in the toaster oven throughout the week. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but we're going to find out. Because the waffle toaster oven thing, that's working like absolutely amazingly. I'm super excited about that. Except for when my waffle supply is empty, and then I'm super bummed. But that's okay. Ooh, that's cooking fast. Around the edges. Okay. All right. Okay. So, there I was. I'm trying to think the highlights of the store. I got a bunch of lens wipes. I don't even know why. I bought some lens wipes, like alcohol pad lens wipes, a couple of years ago, and I use them all the time. I love them. I wish I would have bought more. They're great for like cleaning your greasy. Well, these things. This is why I bought a huge box of them. I mean, I'm not a huge box. Zeiss lens wipes. It's just alcohol. That's all it is. Is there even I don't even think it has ingredients. There's no flavor, no nothing. There's so little alcohol, it doesn't last very long, but it's enough. Like, you can clean the screen of your phone real quick, or you can clean your glasses real quick, or you can clean anything that needs a little alcohol wipe. It's like, dude, that's awesome, but like, you know, I clean my stuff quite a bit, and like, I'm burning through them, and like, I thought to myself, you know, it'd be nice. Well, actually, what I thought to myself was like, I wish I would have bought more, is what I said to myself. So this week when I was out at that 50-cent store, they had 100 packs of lens wipes, which, don't get me wrong, 100 pack of lens wipes, I guess. I mean, I think the other one was probably like 1,000. No. Yeah, it was probably 1,000. The first box I bought, it was huge. And, maybe I paid $5 for that? I don't think I did. I've had it for years. And, I've given away. I gave some to my folks. I was like, here, put these in your car. Because, like, when COVID was happening, I was like, just take these with you. If you need to wipe your hands, you can. It's alcohol. It'll alcoholize. Anywho, I Googled up, what do these things go for? Well, 100 pack of lens wipes goes for roughly $5 on the cheap to like $10, whatever. That's still cheap today compared to what stuff costs. Well, these are 50 cents a package now. It's like, well, that's a hell of a discount. So I bought like $5 worth of lens wipes at 50 cents. That's like 10 packages. I was like, yeah, that's a lot, but I get them home, open up, they're like scented. They have like flavor to them. Like, ah! So pissed. I am so pissed. Why didn't I think to open one in the store and like sniff it? It's like when you clean something, it like smells like something. It's like, what the hell? It's supposed to have anti-fog, which is kind of cool. I guess I can anti-fog my stuff built in. Whatever. So that was kind of a fail, but not really. I mean, a half fail, I guess, if you will. Is that a thing? Can you fail halfway? Ooh, there's a fluffy. That's my finger. Nope, I only got so many fingers left, dog. Yeah. I only got so many fingers left. So, anywho's, I'm trying to think what else I got. Oh, yeah. Well, I got these things coming up. I'm pretty excited. I got some fidget toys. I was like trying to figure out like how do I make a video with a fidget toy with like my fingers all jacked up. So like I've been kind of putting that off. So I had an epiphany the other day. I was like, I could do shark puppet. I could put shark puppet on this hand and do the fidget with that hand. So that may be happening. We'll have to see how I feel about that. I don't know if shark puppet wants to make a reappearance or not. But oops. Excuse me, I'm like burping. Oh yeah. I'm trying to think what else I got that's cool. Got some more. I got a couple more of them steering wheel trays because Boss Man was giving me a bad time about using his. He's like, oh, it's just too big of a pain in the ass. So I took it. I ungifted him. I was like, give it back to me then. You don't like it? Give it back. Because I have two vehicles that I often drive. You know, they're licensed and insured. And I was like, I'd rather have one of those steering wheel trays in each one of my cars, so I could use it than give you one so you could not use it, right? And he's like, whatever. So I stole my tray back. And I kind of felt bad for taking it back. So then I saw some more and I got another one so I can give him his tray back again, which he won't use, but you know, don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I hope that works. I hope this idea of freezing these and warming them up in the toaster oven works. That'd be nice. I like fresh pancakes without having to do any work. I wonder if you can stick them in a toaster. How great would that be? Toaster pancakes? Not even sure if that's a thing. Oh yeah, what else? What else came from the old store O'Plenty? I don't know. I'm super pumped about these new tripods, dude. I didn't realize they went this tall. So like this one tripod I'm using. Let's see if I can shoot the back of it. Look how tall this thing is. Like that's my head height is right there. So that tripod I was using to hold my Twitch stream camera. Because I got the tripod. I was like, well, I need tripods. So I hooked this pole onto it. I didn't realize how tall it went. Well, my Twitch stream camera is only like 3 feet off the ground because like it's at chair height. So I was like, I came across another tripod, put it up, and then just like today, I was like, does that thing go higher? I did it. It's like, whoa, it goes all the way up. Like the light's so much nicer now because it bounces back. So that's pretty exciting. Pretty happy with those results. All right, one for me. Three for the freezer, one for me. 3 for the freezer, 1 for me. How we're gonna do it? I don't even know. I'm not sure if Toe Shifter's still on. He probably not, if I had to guess. So say back in the days, I would just fill the bed of my truck with material and then I would shovel it out. That's what I used to do. Did that for about 30 years. Nothing wrong with doing it that way. That's how I used to put gravel in my driveway. Uh-oh. Got the spinning wheel of doom going on over here. Let's see if I can... I mean, I don't know how many literal tons, probably, oh God, 10, 20 tons I've shoveled of gravel out of the back of my truck into my driveway over the years. That's back when I could buy limestone. Like, my driveway used to be pure white. It was awesome. Pure white limestone driveway. It looked so good. But, like, I always needed more gravel. And I started, like, finding sources of gravel that weren't limestone and, like, yeah, I'll take that and throw it in. So it's still pretty white, but there's a little bit of pink, which I think is, what is that? What is the pink rock? It's like quartz or something, or I don't know what it is. There's a little bit of pink in there. But for the most part, it's white limestone. But the price of white limestone went up just insanely. Like, I used to buy it from the cement factory. I just go down to because that's what you can get white limestone in your concrete. So I just go down there. I was like, dude, can I buy a truckload of rocks off you? Like, yep. Scale it up, right? Well, I pay cash or whatever, write a check, whatever you do. and then drive away. Well, last time I went, I was like, yeah, I need a price on limestone. The guy's like, oh, yeah, you're not going to like that. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, this was a few years ago. There was a flood. The flood damaged a bridge that a train goes across, so the train couldn't deliver limestone anymore. So they had to drive it in on semis. So therefore, the transportation cost of the limestone was like through the literal roof. And the guy was just like, you're not going to want any. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been buying this shit from you guys for years. Like every year I'd buy a truckload and throw it on the driveway just to like, smooth it out. He told me that. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not buying that. Like, it was insane. Like, it's like, that's rocks. That's not like countertops, dude. I'm not looking for a granite countertop. I just want like chunks of rocks. That's like, it's like the cost of a countertop just for a truckload of rocks. Like, oh my God. That was a long time ago. I bet now it's like, probably cost me $400 to fill my truck bed with lime. Oh, I was going to eat that one. What am I doing? That's for me. Silly rabbit. Whatever. I don't even know anymore. I'm just along for the ride, I guess. Is this not working again? Like, why is this thing just... I don't understand this video thing. It just keeps crapping on me. Live, please. Can I get live? Is that possible? Can we do live? No, whatever. Okay, here we go. So, I don't know why the live stream doesn't work. The dog is pretty pumped with the pancakes. I suppose this is interesting for some people. I mean, the majority of these Sunday streams, the majority of the views are on the re-upload. And what's kind of crazy is like, with the exception of my rare, every once in a while I make a video that people are interested in. Most of my videos no one wants to watch, which is fine. These are like my popular stuff now. Like my live stream cooking breakfast is like my most popular videos, which just kind of blows my mind. I watch YouTube in my kitchen, and I don't sign in because I don't really feel the need to sign into the TV on my kitchen just to watch like mindless videos on YouTube. Anyways, one of my videos showed up in my suggestion under cooking. That's funny. Cooking shows. Elveshelves making breakfast. Welcome to my cooking show. So fantastic. Oh, dog, you want some pancake? Let's give the dog some pancake. She deserves it. She's a good girl. All right, here we go. Let's give old Beastus a little pancake. That fried... Oop. We'll give her the fried bacon edge. Oh, it fell off again. Come on. Dog wants the bacon crisp. Oh, how about I filmed nothing there for a second? Sorry about that. Yum, 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 yum. Good girl. You want some more? How about the fluffy center? You want the fluffy center? That is pretty good. So, yeah. All right, so I've ranted about the construction project. I've ranted about shit drivers. Ranted about rocks. Oh, I don't know what else to rant about. You know it's getting bad when you're getting your rants confused. You get your stories mixed up. Yeah, just don't admit to it. It'll be fine. I'm trying to think what the latest is. So, if someone asks you a question, this is solid advice right here. If someone asks you a question and you really don't want to answer it, it's now socially acceptable, based on what I saw this week on the news, to answer in the form of, I'm sorry, I'm not an expert in that field, therefore I'm not going to answer your question. So if a police officer pulls you over and says, do you know why I pulled you over? You could say, I'm sorry, officer, I'm not an expert in traffic law. I don't know why you pulled me over. And the officer, I think, would have to say, well, that's a legit, that's acceptable. So unless you're a paid professional in a topic, you're allowed to say you're not a professional in that topic, and that's standard answer, which I'm pretty excited about. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I've always kind of wanted that to have I always thought that should be a good excuse. Oh, what's up, Jeremy? You made it. Making pancakes, bud. Just frying up some pancakes and some bacon grease. So yeah, I'm gonna try to like that pistachio thing. I always try to weave that into a conversation about instruction on something or like opening pistachio. I'm gonna try to weave in answering somebody by saying, "Sorry, I'm not an expert in that," or I'm not a fill in your blank, whatever it is. Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. That's like a little bit of a personal goal for me. Yeah, well, I think you get the reference. I'm not going to talk about it out loud, but that's the reference, I think, there, Toe Shifter. So, like, yeah, I mean, I guess if you go to work where you work and your boss is like, hey, I know this isn't your field, but, like, what do you think? I am not one of those. I do not, like, what do you want for dinner? I am not a meal planner, therefore I cannot tell you what I want for dinner. I'm not a nutritionist. I do not know what's appropriate for dinner. Like, it's so fantastic. You think you should mow the yard? I am not a lawn care professional. I don't know if I should be mowing my yard. I mean, God, it's like never ending. And no one can call shit on you. Like, they all have to, like, nod their head like, yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good point you got there. Like, I love the world. Like, sometimes I hate the world we live in, but the other times, like, dude, it's so amazing. I love it. The new world is so great. Like, could you imagine, like, think of a child. Think if you had a child, you ask him to do something. All the kid has to say is like, sorry, I'm not a professional. And then they just fill it in. And what can you do as a parent? Like, it's checkmate, dude. It's like literal checkmate. It's the best. Gather the trash up. Take the trash. Well, I'm sorry, I can't gather the trash. I'm not a sanitary engineer. Oh, they got me. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? Yeah, I'm not a finance. Yeah, I'm not. I can't do finances. I'm not a financial planner. Like, yeah, your credit card company calls like, hey, you're late. Like, I am not a calendar. So I don't even know what that would be. Is that maybe you couldn't do that one? I have no idea. But I mean, whatever. It's pretty good stuff. Oh, but that's like, I mean, that's kind of why they call it, what do they call it, clown world, where it's like everybody has to like, they have to straight face you. Like no one could be like bullshit. Like no, you can't call bullshit on that, buddy. That is legit now. Like that is legit. And anybody that would like berate that or like downplay that, whoa, easy now, buddy. Wait a second now. That's some radical ideology there. Sorry about my sleeve. I'm trying to get these pancakes unstuck. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But what else do you expect in life? I mean, come on. I mean, so like one of the ones that's more realistic is someone could ask you your like potential medical status, potentially, and you could say, well, I'm not a doctor. I can't give you my medical status. Or what's your political view? Like, I'm not a political scientist. I can't give you my political view. Or, you know, anything. I mean, it's endless. So great. So excited. Yeah. So, things to look forward to. Because, like, I mean, realistically, I never thought in a million years that would be a thing you could say and anyone would take you seriously. Like, I would assume people would just laugh at you and maybe either fire you instantly or just, like, you know what I mean? Like, like, what? No, you're done. But no, that's not the world we live in now. So it's exciting times. These are exciting times. Exciting things, exciting times. I mean, realistic though, I'm pretty sure that if you're a normal person and you try to pull shit like that, that's gonna fly about as good as a goddamn, I don't know, something that doesn't fly very well. That ain't gonna fly. Whoa, I don't even know what you're talking about there. I am not a professional swimmer. I have no idea about swimming. Sorry, I can't comment on that. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know if I can swim, to be honest with you. I might float. That'd be about it. That's not a thing that I can talk about. I'm not an expert in any of that. But yeah, good times. Good times. Little bacon grease melt reflection right there is what I just did. I just reflected a little bit on the old bacon grease. Oh, let's stick it. I think this is the last pancake. It's going to be a biggin. A Bilbo's biggin. Oh, that is a huge pancake. My God, what am I doing? It's too large! Let's see. Well, I mean, I'm not an expert in numbers. I'm not a numerologist, so I don't even know how to interpret. I don't even know how to interpret those numbers because, like, I'm not a professional numerologist. I don't do numbers. You know what I'm saying? See how it works? Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, it's either like the world's greatest troll. I hope that's what's going on there. I hope that guy's just or that person's just trying to prove a point. I mean, just like okay. I mean, once again, I ain't got no skin in that game. Like it ain't my gig. It ain't my. I mean, the only thing that's nice is I have a fallback position. You know, as a person that looks like this. See what I look like? I have a fallback position that, oh, now I'm one of these. Like, I can always not be this. I'm that now. See how that works? And then people kind of just have to say, oh, yeah. See how it works? It's great. It's actually working out, I mean, to be honest with you. It's like you have options now. It's like not being very religious, then having like maybe some extremists come in and like threaten your life. You can always join. Like, oh, I'm one of you guys. Oh, okay. Because if you don't really have like you're not on a team, and then like your life is threatened, you can just join the team, and then like, oh, you're good to go. See how that works? But if you join early, it's hard to switch. You don't limit your options in life, man. Keep your options open. That's all I can say. But yeah, just like, man. What's crazy is I don't even watch TV anymore. Like, I literally don't even have a TV plugged into the wall. Oh, that's going to be a big one. We got one big one, Berta. We got a big one. Listen, hold on, listen. Hear that crispy edge? That's the goodness. Crispy pancakes. I'm telling you what. Turn that heat off. I think my coffee's probably cold. Oh, man, how long is it? How long have I been doing this for? What's the stream at? I feel like... Oh, barely an hour. Oh, that's because I made the coffee early. My coffee machine just shut off. Yeah, I don't know what the solution to any of that is. I just roll my eyes and say, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Like, I just, you know, can I just have the front of my house torn up for just only 2 years? That's all. Like, you know, that's where I'm at. Like, can I please not have it be 3? I'm sure it will be 3. I'm sure there'll be, like, weather-related delay. So, I wasn't sure, though, that I would always have access in and out of my particular domicile, and I won't have to walk. But, like, 2 houses down from me, like, that guy's going to be walking. Like, that's a long walk. And this is how crazy this is going to get. All the little side roads where I live are very small, i.e., like, you can barely get 2 cars on them. So there's going to be this insane, like, parking situation. Because, like, for, like, basically starting in, like, a week until, like, the fall, everyone, like, on the first half of the construction has to park on these little side roads. It's like, most people have husband's car, wife's car, and maybe a car for a kid or 2. So like up to 3, maybe 4 cars that are no longer going to be parking in the drive. They have to park on these side roads. There's one guy's got a big yard. I was like, dude, you know what you should do? You should sell parking in your yard and just redo your yard afterwards because people would pay you. There was one. You mowed the yard. Oh man, my yard isn't growing yet. Mowing yards is fun sometimes. But there was one person at that meeting I was at the other day. They have a person who's handicapped in a wheelchair. Wheelchair-bound handicapped person. And they're like, what are we supposed to do with our wheelchair handicap person? And they were like, yeah, that's going to be it. The guy just kind of, he was just like, I was surprised he didn't say, I'm not a wheelchair expert. I don't know. That's what I was expecting from this guy. Like, it was crazy. Let's see. Most of those people, oh no, they're not widening it that wide. The road's not getting that wide. They're only widening the road, I think, by like 2 feet. They're tearing the shit out of it, but they're not widening it that far. I think the road's going to be 31 feet wide. I'm not sure what it is now. I think it's like 28 feet wide now. So maybe 3 feet they're widening it. So it's not that much. Like, it's so little, I'm literally losing no front yard. That's how little it's moving. The front of my yard is I'm actually picking up more. I will be mowing more yard than this is done than beforehand. I guess that's my my prize for being punished for 2 years, is I get a little extra yard to maintain. According to the diagrams I've seen. But yeah. The ones I feel bad for is the people who didn't have a sidewalk in the front yard, who now are going to, because that's like, I shovel my sidewalk? No, I don't have a sidewalk. Oh, guess what you do now? Well, that was no. The original plan, I was going to have a sidewalk in my yard. That was the original design. And I was like, what? How are you going to put a sidewalk in my yard? There'll be a retaining wall. And I was like, dude, if you put a retaining wall in my yard, I'm not maintaining that. Oh yeah, that'll be your responsibility. I was like, nope. If you put a retaining wall in my yard and it collapses, I'll just come in with my skid loader and I'll scoop the rubble up and I'll put it in the street. And I will plow that with a skid loader. That's how I will be plowing my sidewalk if they put one in my yard, with a skid loader. I would just drive a skid loader right down the road, exactly like they do on the road by my house where they have to plow it. They use a skid loader. And it's like, if you can do it there, I do it at my house. Don't even think about it. How can they put those poles? So the on that road, the easement goes back, I think, 10 feet, 20 feet, something like that. Like most of the road out there, yeah, like the full, I think it's 10-foot easements. Because I think it's 40, is it? I think it's 40 feet from center. Let's see, how would that work? The road's going to be 30, it's 15 feet. Maybe it's probably 50 feet. They probably have a swath of 50 feet is what they got. From dead center of the road, it's 25 to 30 this way, 25 to 30 that way. The road's 31, so it leaves 30, 40, 50, about 10 feet. I think that's what it is. It's probably a 50-foot easement. If I had to guess. But yeah, they're just moving those poles. I mean, they're doing some stuff like, my buddy down the road, his trees were in his yard, not in the easement, and they were like, well, we need to tear out your trees because there's a big sewer section there that we have to do. And they're like, we're going to give you some money for your personal trees. They offered him like $200 a tree for full mature trees. Well, actually, they offered him a couple $100 for one tree, and they told him his other tree was dead. Well, this was in the fall where there's no leaves on it. Like, they go, that tree's dead. And it's like, no, it's not. It just got broken in an ice storm. It's mangled, but it's not dead. So we just laughed at him because, like, no, I don't want to get too far into it, but I recently got sued by somebody over cutting trees, and I know exactly what it's worth when someone accuses you of cutting trees down illegally. It's not worth $100. It's worth tens of thousands of dollars. Anyways, in damages. So, he just laughed at him. He's like, you're going to give me like $100 for my trees? Like, good luck. I can't even buy a tree for $100. So they went back and forth. And he was basically telling him, like, get real, pay me for my trees or go pound sand. So they said, you know what? We changed our minds. We don't need to cut your trees down anymore. You can keep your goddamn trees. They're in your yard. They're not in the city. We will work around you because you're being unreasonable. And the guy's like, perfect. I don't want my trees cut anyways. Fast forward to the tree cutting part. The contractors cut his trees down. Yeah, that's right. They came and cut his trees down. They weren't supposed to. He called up the city. He's like, why'd you cut my trees down? He's like, no, sir, we didn't cut your trees down. We took that out of the thing. We're not doing it anymore. He's like, well, there's no fucking trees in my front yard. And they go, oops. Oops, yeah, oops. I was like, dude, get a lawyer and sue the fuck out of them. You could make so much goddamn money because the state I live in, it's triple. So, for example, if the damage was $100 to you personally, and the court rules $100 damage, the state law says you triple that. Because in the state that I live in, they don't fuck around with people cutting their trees down illegally. It's triple automatic damages. So I don't know if he's going to get a lawyer. I was like, I'd get a lawyer instantly, and I would sue the living fuck out of them. And hopefully you had enough sense in your head to document the fact that you said, I don't want my trees cut down, but knowing him, probably not. But that's a true story. So how great is that? We want to cut your trees down. No, okay, we won't. They cut them down anyway. They say, oh, we're sorry. I mean, that's like, oh my God, whatever. That's why I don't have a whole lot of faith in how this project's going to go in front of my house. But whatever. My trees, unfortunately, were not in my yard. They were in the parking of my yard. Well, actually, one time they were in the yard, but then that part of the yard got sold to the city to put the road in. But, you know, whatever. Yeah. That one tree I counted, over 100-year-old tree they cut down. 100-year-old tree. So they could put a temporary road in. For 3 houses. There's 3 houses down the gravel road from me, I think. 3, maybe 4. I think 3. So for 3 houses, I had to lose a 100-year-old tree and like an 80-year-old tree. That shaded my whole front yard. But, you know, that's nice. It'll be nice for them. And I'm 99% sure that all that traffic could have got in and out with no problems whatsoever by just using the existing gravel area that already physically exists. But they have to make it enough room for 2 superhighway 18-wheelers to get through at the exact same time because it's a public road, right? That's just like, dude, do a traffic analysis. Like sit out here for 45 minutes in the morning and see how much traffic goes up and down this road. It's 1 car at a time. That could have been a 9-foot swath. It would have been plenty. Because the worst case scenario, you would have had a bottleneck for like 20 feet of a car wanting in and a car wanting out, and they would just, oh, it's your turn. And then they go, oh, and they would have waved because they're neighbors. That's how it goes now. No one passes each other on that gravel road right now. It's not enough room. That's the other insane part. Like, the public road barely has enough room for 2 cars to go past each other. They just go one at a time. There's like a parking spot. Like, you can go down there and look. There's a spot where the car is pulled over to let the car through the narrow section, and then the next car goes. Because no one wants to drive that close to the guardrail. It's like, I mean, you could fit 2, but like no one would do it. You can see a car. Oh, there's a car there. I'm waiting, and then the next one goes. Yeah, it's simple. But no, we got to put almost a 20-foot road in my front yard and cut my trees down. Because you never know. One of the neighbors could be moving out with an 18-wheeler the same day another neighbor's moving in with an 18-wheeler, and they may meet at the exact same spot and have to get 2 18-wheelers through at the exact same time. So at least that's covered. You know, we covered that. All right. Well, on that note, with the old Frank Zappa, I do believe my breakfast stream is over. Because I just checked my time and I've gone over by 8 minutes. So let's I don't think I need my hood up. Let's do the finish off here. Reverse that. Adjust this. Hey! We'll look up in my cabinets. What are you doing? Jeez, those are my cabinets. Okay. What is this? Get the Goose Island hat on. A little chilly in the house this morning. That's right. So I don't know. I'll try to get something done today. Sunday. It's kind of gloomy out. I don't know. Oh, it's ice cold coffee. That's no good. Is it 11 o'clock? Ugh. All right. Well, thanks for those that stopped by. Those that watch the re-upload, thanks for watching the re-upload. These are amazing. Oh, I forgot to mention, my channel hit 1,200 subscribers recently. Very exciting times. That's 1,200 for those that aren't experts in counting, which I am one of. I'm not an expert in counting, so it's hard for me to count sometimes. So that's good. It kind of was like, I hit it, then I dipped back down because I was like, yes! I was kind of bummed out. I think I'm at like 12:05 now. So that's kind of cool. I don't know. I wouldn't say my channel's gotten very large, but it grows every day. So that's good stuff. I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you've not subscribed, you should consider it because I'm supposed to say that because I'm on this channel somehow. Cool. Stay safe. Watch out for people like me driving the speed limit. Sorry if you get stuck behind me, but that's how it's going to be when you follow me in traffic. I drive the speed limit. Stay safe.